here. Okay, let me click this now. Going live here. Okay, are we working? Are we working? Now I gotta find the actual stream here. Oh my, we are live. Thank the Lord. Okay. Update 10 live stream. Alright, we gotta check these audio levels. Okay, looks like... How are we working here? Is this, is the audio too high for, yeah, Forza's a little too loud here. Okay, let's close this. I was doing this earlier, making a couple beats. Okay. No, let's not end that. Okay. Looks like we are good. There we go. Got the 1080p now. Okay, looks like everything is set up good. Are you guys ready for this? I know, I certainly am. What's going on? Apollo Gaming 43. How you doing so far today? I don't know what we can expect here, to be honest. They said there's not going to be anything about expansion 2. So, it's going to be basically... what the new playlist is going to be. Maybe some new changes. New car pack, possibly. Alright, 9 more seconds. What is going on, Racing Ace? How are you doing today? Are you excited? Here we go. We're gonna get the usual intro that we get here. Gotta love it. 450 cars.
Play it on Xbox One.
No, we're gonna play it on PlayStation.
Hello, welcome to this month's live stream right here from Playground Games in Leamington Spa. Today we're bringing you everything from Update 10. And my name's JustinHTIgaming, and with me today we have Matt. How are you, Matt?
Yeah, I'm good, thank you. How are you?
I'm good, I'm good.
Alright, got the normal
Yeah,
host of the normal panel here. Alright, game designer, all that good stuff. I wish my mouse, there we go. Let's get our mouse out of the way here.
It's a good game, I like that one. Played that. And also with me we've got Chris. How are you, Chris?
Yeah, I'm good, sir.
What have you been up to? Did you finally get the fish?
I have. I've got 3 legendary
Yes!
fish. So
3, not just 1.
yeah, so that's
concludes.
basically been me.
And
All the
also
stuff at
on
the beginning
deck
is
we've got
just, you know, rubbish to
Torben.
get the time to go by.
Yeah.
We all know this.
Tired. I just got Kerbal Space Program's expansion breaking
Nice.
ground, so I've been marooning Kerbals all over the place. But it's a really solid expansion. It's great.
Cool. So speaking about expansions, I know you guys out there have been wanting to hear a little bit more about expansion 2.
Yes, expansion 2,
As you might have
please.
seen on Twitter, we won't be discussing it in stream today, but we can assure you that
Figures.
we are excited and we are working hard on it right now. So guys, why don't we have a look at what's going on today in stream?
I want to see that car doesn't start
So coming
focus,
up,
bother
we've got
6
our
hours.
festival
Anything
playlist.
important yet?
We'll
Not
talk you
yet. Okay, so
through
we're going to go through the
next,
festival
several
playlist here.
seasons that we've got
Reward
upcoming.
cars and
Following
star
that, we've
card.
got our
Alright,
reward
what's
cards.
this?
There is some brand new cars. and
brand
a
new cars.
feature which will give you a little bit more
I was
information
hoping
on
for a
full
brand new
star
feature.
card.
The photo
We've got our
slideshow
photo
was something that we
slideshow
could
for you
submit.
guys
We
in the
already went to this
community. We've
before.
got some new additions to custom adventure and
Cool, new
changes, which then
things.
also brings us up to our future updates and fixes. And don't forget our final thing, which is our Q&A. If anyone has any questions in the stream, you know the drill. Type "Hey Tom" in the chat, and we'll check out your questions and answer them right at the end.
Okay, so
So
stream
let's
looks
get
like it's gonna have a lot of
Should we move
stuff
on
in
to
it,
festival
so
playlist?
that is nice. Let's go ahead and look at this festival playlist.
Here we go.
Let's see it.
Yeah, let's put it into Forza Vista, so you need to get out of that. Sorry about
Show them what's coming up.
Sorry.
I'm about to say we've got some really nice cars coming up, which we can show.
Let's
the
see if we
guys.
got any new hypercars and
Yeah,
stuff.
so, rather obviously, just in here we've got the Rimac Concept 2 for its full name. This thing's amazing. We'll do a deeper dive into it later on. And really show off,
Ooh.
but it's a very fast car.
All right, do not mind me.
Just
I'll
gonna bring up the festival
probably be
playlist.
taking
Let's go through
screenshots
it.
as we go on here. Okay, so
start
there's
with
Summer,
the, series
a
as a
Bentley
whole. So
Continental,
for
a Caddy
50%
Limo, a
completion,
KTM
you'll be
Expo
able to grab the
GT4.
Continental Forza
There we
Edition.
go.
Pretty
And a
cool
Honda
car
Civic.
based on a racing car, I believe, with a skills boost on it. Am I right?
I'm not sure if you could
Silver
see when I
Spring,
take the screenshots. If you
speed,
can,
right,
I'm sorry about
so
that.
that'll be,
but
pretty handy. And also the
whatever.
Cadillac limousine,
You know, gotta have this stuff
fan
for the video
favourite
later.
limo, and
I want to call it the Drifter Zine.
Dude, the limo,
yeah,
let's
that
go.
thing is amazing for drifting. So it's pretty rare that this has been out and available before.
If you guys haven't liked the stream so
Full
far,
shot.
please do.
Yeah, and normally you can only get it through wheel spin. So if you haven't got this car, this is a great chance for you to pick it up. Highly recommend it. It's a lot of fun.
And if you want to get a sense of just how well it can drift, I mean, you did a build for the Horizon story that was basically a drifting limousine.
This is the last chapter,
Yes.
isn't it?
The Expo should be very, very fun though. And it's nice
And
we'll
while
get.
we're here looking at Summer, the rewards you'll be able to grab from this series.
Yeah,
you've
we'll
got
get that right at the
KTM
beginning
Crossbow,
too, which is
GT4,
nice.
or Expo. No, it's Crossbow, isn't it?
Yeah, I know it's the crossbow. Whatever people want to call it.
Yeah, some people
That's
call
like
it.
that's the GT4 race car version of
Yep,
it.
it's very cool. It's been out before, but yeah, Series 10 is packed full of opportunities for you to grab cars that we've released as rewards before, but not for a while.
Looks
So
like that
that's an
trial
important
says
note to mention is
Honda.
that the cars
Looks
that
like it's
come
an
out,
NSX.
this is a great
Can't really
chance for you to
tell.
grab some of them that have been out
We will
before,
need a
including the
TVR
Honda
cigars
Civic
though
as
for the
well,
weekly
so
Forzathon,
that's-
as we could see here.
that car was added way back in Series 1.
Yeah.
I think it may have had 1 or 2 outings, but it's certainly not many, so great opportunity to grab that. Same
Yep,
goes
Honda
for the
NSX.
NSXR in
Epic.
this,
Oh, that's a
vintage
cool
Black
sweater, I
Panthaa
guess.
movie,
Epic
just
clothing.
exclusive, I think.
Super wheel spin.
And then we've got some new
Oh, there we go.
community championships.
Ghibli.
This one carries
Is that what
with
it's
it
called?
a,
Hard to find car.
new
Ooh, and a
Yeah, just
Volkswagen
one
Beetle.
relatively
All right.
fully.
So summer is
and we can look
packed,
at
guys.
that.
Summer is packed full of
and also the,
cool new cars like that
Ghibli
Ghibli 14
wheel spin
that we
exclusive.
saw earlier,
And
and the Beetle.
we've got the
So
Rimac right here
looks
featured
pretty
in our,
good.
Monthly Rivals event. It's a bit of like a old meets new event where you'll be racing this brand new, incredible electric hypercar on.
I'm not sure,
vintage
Anth.
circuits, so,
Really not sure.
That as well.
yeah. And then let's go and have a look at Autumn.
Autumn.
Mention one thing as
Ooh,
well,
there we
so I
go.
said
A
a few things in
Aventador.
chat on
That's
about,
nice.
different types of cars which people want. Just want to remind you guys, if you've got any other cars that you'd like in the game, make sure you mention them on the car wishlist thread. I say mention it there rather than our chat, just because it means we can take a look ourselves.
SNR
and,
Gaming
have
says
a
these
little
are
look.
nice.
So
Yes, they
sometimes we
are.
can miss things in chat, and we want to make sure
And
that everything
we
is
can get
heard.
these as
So
soon
definitely
as
mention
Thursday.
everything in that
I really want to
thread
make a video on
instead.
that Ghibli. It looks pretty good.
We've got some coming up in the next series that are.
Ooh, nice.
West.
So yeah,
Looks
that
like
is- that
the
is place to
Forzathon
post it, definitely
for.
do that. Right, should we move on to Autumn?
Yeah, let's carry on. So we've got the
Okay.
Dino Coupe.
Yeah, it looks like for autumn it's gonna be Porsche for the
because
weekly
it's such a
Forzathons.
blend of like American and European like car body styles. It's really cool. It looked right at home on the streets of Rome, I think.
Yeah, it's a beautiful car.
And the Aventador as well. Yeah.
Are you really asking me to play Forza now in the middle of this live stream?
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
the
So
CSV, isn't it?
the rewards are really good this series. So yeah, make sure you're grabbing all of them. Forzathon about Porsche and
More
let's have a look
clothing.
through
A
here.
Chevy
Yes, I should
Camaro.
mention
Oh,
that we
a
have been
Hummer.
making some,
Okay. Got a chance to get a Hummer
as well,
here.
some route blueprints and
Up in
racing
autumn,
championships,
Hummer
so that
H1
was,
hard to find car.
together,
Chevy Camaro
routes,
1979.
made
Another
by
hard to
various
find
developers
car. Got a
around
guy
Stevio.
walking in the background
I
over
think I've
there.
chucked a couple in
You know,
there.
just casually doing his
Some
thing.
of the other designers have as well. And then we've got a
Looks like this
Chevy
Rimac
Camaro,
C2
normally
is a S2
Wilson
car.
exclusive.
I don't know if it's
And
stock.
Hummer H1 as well. Same story there. That
After I meant sorry. Yeah, depends when the stream ends though.
But just go back.
Gotta get ready for work at like 3:30. Traxxas/Kid says still no 2003 204 Mustang Cobra. We don't know that yet. There's still 2 more seasons here that they haven't shown yet, so we could still see
how you look at it. It's one of
Mustang.
the greatest sci-fi
It's possible.
movies ever.
Okay.
And they're announcing new cars later too. All right, here we go. Oh, there's your Mustang, but it is not what you wanted.
And on that note,
in winter,
Hoonigan Fiesta?
for 50%, we've got the Hoonigan Fiesta.
For winter, that's
and
pretty good.
The Fox Body Mustang.
I love that thing.
Yeah.
Did get the Fox body
controversial, I
like you
think,
said, so it's not the 90.
They're coming back.
It's 93. It's close.
They were the cheaper of the Mustangs to buy second hand.
Forza Horizon for her winner is going to be hypercar related. Looks like here.
The Lancia Delta.
Ooh, Lancia Delta, like that.
So same for the Audi TT RS. And another new car. Is it new to Forza or just
No,
new
this
to
new
Horizon?
to Horizon 4. The AMC.
All right, so a new
we'll take
Horizon
good
4
look at that
car,
in a moment.
AMC Rebel.
The hood.
And here's Spring. There it is. They always put it the hardest
And then
one.
in spring,
With
this
the Rimac, it's great.
yeah,
The
this is
Rimac
where you can
C2.
get the Rimac, so the series goes out with a bang.
And
A lot of fans will be pleased to see the bug-eyed Subaru there as well, I think.
And the bug-eyed Subaru. I literally
Wheelspan exclusive
just
again
said we
for
should
the
get this
Porsche
car in a
Cayenne,
video.
the-
Porsche
the
Cayenne,
green
Ford
one doing
Raptor,
that.
Ferrari
Fantastic
F50.
work from our UI artists to
A lot of good
capture
stuff
all
here.
these pictures that
I
we-
mean,
That Cayenne
that's it.
says both Cobras, I'm pretty sure,
That
wheel
is
spring
the
cars.
top one.
Yeah, I thought there was a Cobra.
And our second
Ooh,
developer championship.
Ford
So
Raptor
we've got
here.
2 community
2011,
championships,
hard to find.
and they alternate.
Very good
And,
playlist this
that's
update
another
though.
Wheelspan exclusive,
Last
and,
playlist was pretty
that's a
good with the
legendary car
Apollo
for the back to the 90s.
and
Yes.
nothing
car.
too
So
much
let's,
except the Bone
let's
Shaker.
go in.
This is a very good playlist. Let's say they drive around this Rimac
Yeah,
here.
absolutely.
Or
So I'm gonna hand over to
Rimac.
Chris, I think, and you're going to take us through some of these.
It looks pretty cool, pretty
So
futuristic.
let's start off with the Rimac here.
You mentioned this is an electric hypercar.
This is
Electric
yeah, so
hypercar. Okay.
just shy of 1900 horsepower. This. So
Ooh.
let's pull up and show its party piece, which is how fast it can accelerate.
I'd say that's going to have some speed, right?
Write these down in my notes. Oh my.
60's gone by in 1.8 seconds. I can't remember the 0 to 100 stat. It's in the 4 seconds from memory.
Wow.
And top speed 250, gear limited. But if you work out the numbers on it, with this amount of power, it could do about 320 with the right gearing, which is just insane.
Wow.
So it only has 2 gears, right? Because
Yeah,
it's
so
electric.
it's got 4 motors, 2 gears on the rear 2 motors. So each motor has its own gearbox, which is pretty cool.
Out of the way,
he went
minis.
flying.
And that so that
Writing the
means
stuff
because
down
it's got
here.
4 motors, it can do
It can
both
hit
positive and
350 at the
negative
right
feedback,
tuning.
So it can use
Top
the
speed's
motors in the
250,
generation to push
1900
it.
horsepower
So yeah,
electric
one
car.
motor per wheel, isn't it?
Yeah.
They're all independent.
Can I try it out?
Yeah, go for it.
Fully independent wheels.
So
Okay, that's
Rimac's
cool.
Quite a new company for cars. They kind of cut their thing is making batteries and battery control systems.
Yeah, it's quite oversteery.
Yeah, well, 1900 horsepower.
That's true.
So
Yeah,
they
but
make
if you-
batteries for people like Koenigsegg. And they
Doesn't look like
start
it's
making
too
those cars into
aerodynamic.
one and
Kind of
now
looks like
motors.
an Aston
Get some
Martin.
good tunes on that,
a little bit.
I imagine. Quite interesting to see how fast and far that can go.
You know, it's almost feeling like traction control is off. I mean, I just get rumble almost immediately when I put it down.
Yeah, it doesn't look like it has
The
very
traction
much
control
traction
needs to
whatsoever.
hit peak slip because
Okay.
it's got electric motors, so you can
Right. Peak.
modulate the throttle much quicker than you can with internal combustion.
So when you say launch control, this is what my mind goes to.
All right, let's see them take this on a drag strip here.
You're like,
Are you guys liking this
Yeah,
car so
as it
far?
launches, it's gonna hold
I think
the
it looks
car
pretty
at
good.
flip, so it's got
Look at that.
look at that.
Look,
Active aero as well.
That's nice.
I think it ends in the quarter mile.
That drag quarter mile isn't
is
too
that's
crazy,
really
but that
cool.
0 to 60 is pretty good. I was saying I wanted to see Tesla in this
is a
game.
great car. I know, it's also
And,
one of the
it's pretty
movies
close to
I'm
it.
for as well.
Yeah.
and look at that interior.
Ooh.
Looks pretty good on the interior too.
I hadn't seen that. That's
a G
nice.
meter.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
I'm
that's
gonna
good.
brake. Oh yeah. Positive G's and oh look at that.
Brakes are pretty
Oh,
good.
that's nice.
That's really nice. Okay.
So while we're at the drag strip, I suppose we can show off another one of the reward cars.
Okay.
Running onto my cars. And this is the one that Sajid might be quite like, the Rebel machine.
Yeah, let's see this one.
Yes, that's another one.
Let's
with
see the Rebel here.
Tachometer on the hood, which you seem to love so much last time on the Buick.
I mean,
Man, they got some quick loading
one of
times
these-
over there.
what is
Hey.
this even?
So, after we saw the Buick on the last live stream, I had a look
Hey,
into
this has the
this,
same
and apparently it's a design quirk that started in the
speedometer
70s
thing
on
here.
Jack. And
Revelator,
the
I
only
mean.
plausible explanation I could come across was that when you're drag racing in
Okay.
a muscle car, it's kind of closer to being in your line of sight. So I guess that's the thinking there.
Look at that. I love this thing. But it's definitely not quite as fast as the Rimac.
No.
No. I was gonna
Yeah,
say.
so it doesn't look like it's that quick, but with some
But
upgrading, it
for
could probably be pretty good.
1970 was this?
Mm.
1901,
Yeah.
like that? It was a quick car still. So yeah, this thing's awesome. If you go into chase cam as well, awesome paint scheme on this.
Yeah, decked
Ooh, I
out
like
in
it.
red, white, and blue.
Yeah.
Nice little chrome too.
It's a really cool car. So,
And smashing through the walls.
I think if you look at the front as well.
Gotta love the
it's like-
development
yeah, you see the
team
red, white, and blue
drivers.
stripes on the
Pretty
grill as
good.
well.
Oh yeah,
yeah,
it's a nice touch.
Yeah.
it's very American.
That's great. Okay, what else have we
I was
got?
about to say, got one more.
I suppose speaking of very American, the Fiat Dino
Yeah, let's see this.
is a nice one to look at.
The Dino
Yes.
2.0.
American.
It's not technically. I feel like it's got a kind of American vibe to its design. It's very like a American Italian looking for me.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It has an air of
Pony
muscle
car
car,
vibes.
yeah, with the big long bonnet on it.
Oh, all right. I like the interior.
You had a fact on
It's
this
pretty
one,
cool.
didn't
Oh yes, the name Dino comes from Enzo Ferrari's son, and you might think, well, it's a Fiat. Why is it named after a Ferrari person? And it's because back in the 60s, Ferrari, quite a small manufacturer, they couldn't build enough cars to homologate their racing engines, so they made a deal with Fiat and said, hey, can you build us some engines to homologate them, please? And so this car was born. It's got a Ferrari engine in it, which is a
Alright.
V6,
Yeah,
I think.
yeah,
So a
With an
Ferrari
unusual,
engine in our little
angle
Fiat.
between the two banks of cylinders as well. It went for 65 degrees, which was pretty unheard
It
of
is
at the
really
time.
unusual.
That's a lot wider than they would
Yeah.
normally go with.
So this is gonna be a very interesting car to do a
That's
build
it.
with.
But yeah,
If you keep the Ferrari engine.
Ferrari used the same engine in the Dino Coupe, but in the back of the car.
So that is 3 of the 4 new cars being added to the game.
Yep.
So
And we also have another classic bit, well, another Italian.
Yeah, let's see the
engine,
Ghibli here.
Maserati Ghibli,
Or Ghibli.
which
Is it Ghibli or
Super Saloon,
Ghibli?
kind of between Super
I don't know.
GT, Super
their top
Saloons
speed's
and Super
255. They
Saloon
obviously
car
have
game.
not used
Purely
the
'cause it has 4 doors, so
King
that's-
Cobra.
That was the deciding factor for
Maserati.
us.
Here we are. Looks like a Maserati to
V6
me.
twin turbo in this one.
Mhm.
All right, 10
It's a great
turbos.
car.
I absolutely love the logo.
Yeah.
The Trident.
Yes.
Yeah.
Did I just call this a
the name of this
Maserati?
car is the clock in the middle of the dash.
Okay, it is a Maserati. So I thought.
Oozes with like luxury and
Yeah.
performance, doesn't it? It's a great car.
Yeah, this is a car you could definitely
For some
cruise
second, I
across the
thought it
continent
wasn't a
with.
Maserati.
Oh yeah,
in-
definitely.
In
Not-
the case of what I'm doing here, which is like
Looks pretty cool on the outside.
Taking it down a dirt road.
I mean, it is
don't think
all-wheel drive.
Maserati intended for that.
It is
Oh,
all-wheel drive.
That's true, yeah.
like stock all-wheel drive.
Yeah, stock all-wheel drive.
All right, that is
Which also
nice. A
means
stock
it's
all
kind
drive
of,
car. We don't have
now,
to
4
change it.
4 horsepower, I think.
Ghibli.
It's got a little over there, yeah.
Apollo Gaming says
Moves, yeah.
update 10 cars are
And,
trash.
when
No, they're
was
not.
In festival playlist.
They got some good
and
cars.
locking in
Oh, the Ghibli was in
Summer.
summer.
KDM,
summer, so
the Expo, the Aventador,
That's sweet.
That's it there for the
There we
community
go.
And
championship.
okay.
the Volkswagen
So
Beetle.
that'll be Thursday, right?
We got some good
Yeah,
Over
cars.
to that.
Maybe we can even have a go at that championship later if there's time.
Absolutely.
Sweet.
Absolutely. I mean, I'm really liking the fact that there are some new cars that we haven't seen before in the game, including I think our first electric.
Yes, yeah.
Like,
it
we've had
actually
some
is
hybrids.
All
I am
electric.
glad
Yeah,
that
first
they
all-electric car,
they
yeah,
at least
and
try to
all-electric
get
car, to be
one or
honest.
two new cars into the series that haven't been in
Just
the
a
game
great spread
before.
across the seasons as well. I'm
which is
really looking
nice,
forward to kind of
like the
dipping into
Rimac.
that. It's a bit of a confession, but I've kind of stopped going for full completion. I'm just kind of dipping in to get the stuff that I want.
Top, isn't it?
I know, I'm terrible.
Big.
Yes, I know.
What if it's 100%?
Yes.
But speaking
Yes,
about
I
competition,
100% the
Oh, right,
Update
yeah.
9
we'll lead
playlist.
into our next topic. So
Luckily, we don't have to get 100%
yeah,
on the
here we
playlist
go.
this time.
That was smooth.
Only 80%,
Fun, but
just like
smooth.
last time.
But yeah, so as so you know, we do have our brand new star card. We will move into that a little bit in a second. But this is a new feature within our update, which should be going live with the season changeover on Thursday, roughly about 3:30 BST. And just for those that have been asking for the update. But yeah, should we show them into our new feature?
Last month, Apollo E, MC Corsa, this month for Mach 2. I guess.
As many pixels as we usually do, but
It's still looking like a good update. Alright, let's see the star card thing here.
People out there, especially those that are very good at enhancing photos, tried their very best. We understand it was pixelated a little bit. We wanted to keep that way and let you work to find out what we were hinting this week. But yeah, for those that noticed the superstar, this is
which
what
is
it is.
explicitly star card. So star card
Okay,
is
what is this?
essentially a checklist. It's a list of all the great stuff that you can do in the game and sets you some short-term and long-term goals to go out and just master everything. The language here is you're becoming a superstar of the festival. But it's split into some different categories. So we have racing and PR stunts and exploring and creating content and completing stories and completing adventures. But inside each of these, there are basically two things. There is a flare that you can unlock to stick on your game tag when you do it, a little thing, but it's a way of showing that you are absolutely brilliant at, if we look into racing, it's completing all of these. So unlocking 70 races and then completing 70 races, driving 5,000 miles around the festival, or in this case, the length and
That's a hard one to do.
kind of calculates out to be about the same as driving across Europe and then driving from the bottom to the top of Europe, which is a fun long-term objective for the game. It's a combination of stuff that will carry over. So races that you've unlocked, miles that you've driven will carry over, and a few new things that won't. For example, Showman and a very great Showman, which are about winning showcase events. And this isn't something that we tracked previously. Previously, if you look in your stats, it just says completed events. But we're actually asking you to go back and win them this time. I mean, who doesn't want to win their showcase events? But
this looks pretty cool.
Be rewarded for doing that, and also showcase remixes. So the eagle-eyed among you will see that this is also a commitment for a number of upcoming showcase remixes. And there are things that require you to go out and do finales and win head-to-head races. So really kind of a deep dive into all of the different racing that you can do in the game. PR stunts, exactly the same.
Wow, so we got a lot of stuff to do here.
Including possibly my favorite one here, which is a zone of danger.
Can't think where that's from.
Yes, well, I'm sure Lana would know if she was here. And exploring, which is basically going out and finding all the barn finds and smashing bonus boards, discovering beauty spots. The eagle-eyed will also know that if they have Fortune Island, they'll be able to complete these a little bit faster.
Yeah, I don't have that much miles Apollo Gaming. I'm right around Ant. They got about like 4,000.
See what happens then.
Okay.
This is about content creation, so for people who go out and
for all our livery editors and
blueprinting, and
photographers.
exactly.
It's definitely a lot of stuff to do here.
You get a flair for doing this as well. Something for stories, including a stat here, which is another one of the ones which is not retroactive, so you need to earn 2 million credits. So get out there and unlock Aisha's Taxis and World's Fastest and the car files. And
Okay, well I usually get about 200k every day from the taxi, so looks like I'll be good on that one.
And then finally, for online adventure, these are also not retroactive, but for anyone who's doing festival playlists, this is...
Oh, I already have 2 of them.
And you're done. So with that in mind, let's actually set out and just take a look at how it works. So
yeah, let's see how this works. It looks pretty good.
To start.
I wrote down a lot of stuff about that.
I always think that the best way to do a danger sign is in a mega car.
The fastest possible car.
Yeah, which we have quite a fast car in this series, don't we?
I know, right?
Rimac.
You did it for the rewards. Yeah, me too.
Who put that there?
It's actually really cool.
The rewards
anyone want to try this?
seem pretty cool, and the gamer tag flare.
What should we do? Should we check out the window one?
And let's do the
That's not the one.
No, it's not actually listed on there. Let's go and discover it and jump it at the same time.
Whereabouts is it? It's down here somewhere.
Yes, it is. Just head down onto the road there.
It's where
You
that
see
little
where
white
the
dot
you see where the speed zone is.
Yeah.
It's funny, they don't even know where their own danger sign is.
I'll just ping it over there, and because that's it. It's just straight, isn't it? Straight down. Oh wow, it just turned around very quick. I've not drove this yet. Oh wow, nice.
It's got a bit of
traffic.
it's
Well.
got a little bit of oversteer.
Yeah, I was gonna say this is quite smooth.
It's quite smooth.
There are
That's
some
what she
interesting
says.
Interactions between
Very smooth
festival
car.
playlist and StarCard, because there are festival playlist challenges that will say go and get a certain number of PR stunts, complete a certain number of PR stunts, earn a certain number of stars, and those all just kind of channel together. So for people who are joining,
Hey, they gotta kill time somehow, you know.
Completion. But
Yeah, as I'm saying, they don't even know where it is.
a chance to
Apollo
go out
Gaming,
and
you got it right here.
check off multiple things at the same time.
It's always fun, isn't it, when you can double things up.
I clearly pay attention to traffic, as you can tell.
Now, I've seen a few people say they really like it when they can like double up the weekly Forzathon and a seasonal championship at the same time. So now you can triple up with StarCard as well.
Exactly.
Uh huh.
Right, let's line this up.
Right,
Let's
so-
go. See if we can hit top speed.
Yes. You
Oh, it's funny.
Come on. Oh god,
They tried changing their thing.
got it. Whoop.
Ah! Wait. Oh, it didn't trigger it.
It's not unlocked.
I don't think
What?
it's unlocked it.
We
Oh
haven't
no.
unlocked it. Oh,
Okay,
no.
rewind.
Yes, they finally figure out what's
There is no
broken with their
danger
game.
There is no danger sign.
Oh really?
Just,
Unlocking
faster,
and not being
then-
able to
or
trigger it.
Turn around. See if you can turn around before you hit the windmill. and we'll-
Turn around.
through the windmill.
Or
What?
turn- oh,
What?
Style it out.
Just style out where we're headed. Do you want me to turn back around?
Just jump through and we'll
Okay.
grab a danger sign off the map.
God, those
Okay.
That's why it wasn't on the map. We've not unlocked it.
Right.
Whoops.
Oh, okay.
Look at that jump.
Look at that. That was a good jump.
And you slowed down beforehand.
I know. Oh man, personal best
Tell
right
you what,
there.
while we're here, go grab the speed zone, because all of it counts.
Yeah,
Or
good
is it
idea.
over here? Is
Looks
it?
like their
Before
game's
you
broken,
rewind.
as usual.
Okay, let's go this way.
A fun note about the.
Ah, I got a
Oh.
challenge complete. There we go.
Yes.
Towards my festival playlist. Sorted.
To your point, Matt, about kind of how the way things stack up and stack together. I mean, there are a lot of systems just kind of working together, roads unlocking. All of this is being tracked. So, I mean, this is an example, I think, of a feature that's really cool for people who are just joining
Oh,
the
it
game.
doesn't turn that nicely.
No, it doesn't.
God, I was like, I thought that'd be a sharper turn. That does
doesn't
not
turn that
turn
nice
nicely.
because it accelerates so fast.
I know. I was like, let's
dab,
try
dab
this
on the
again.
brakes there.
Yes, very good drivers here.
Right, let's
Okay.
slow this down a little bit on this
There we
one.
go.
There we go. Nope, don't miss that. Yeah, I'm about to say, this does not turn well. But surely, will that affect with
just
if you
so
tune it
fast.
though? Will you be able to tune it a little bit to...
The reason it doesn't turn that well is because you're trying to accelerate through the corner, but it accelerates at such a rate that it ends up just running wide. Like you're going, you
I'm
end up
doing it again,
accelerating
look.
fast and it can
There
go
you
around
go.
the corner.
This is sad.
Sorry, still
They
doing
actually
it.
need to get a driver who's
Throw it out the other end.
can show off
Go,
some
go,
stuff.
go. That should wait. That could
What's
be way
going on,
faster than that.
AR
That was
Acosta?
super slow.
How
for
you
that
doing
car
today?
anyway. But yeah, I'm about to say,
Haven't
definitely the
subscribed?
weight drives
Please
is
do for some
completely
more
different.
info
Is
on
that
the game.
because it's electric, or is it just because of the engine and stuff?
Partly, yeah, and I think because it's got a
Engine,
wheel.
sorry, it's electric.
Look at that, they're in the
engine
top
per wheel,
100%.
one motor per wheel.
Yeah.
Pretty bad.
Gives it a unique handling characteristic as well.
And you
Nice.
mentioned that it can actually torque vector completely independently on the wheels.
Yeah. So being electric, unlike some hybrids can do this too. It'll put one of the motors into regeneration. So, for example, when you turn in the back inside wheel, it would put into regeneration, and that just helps to rotate the car onto the apex. Yeah.
So by that you mean it's actually recouping energy to charge the
Yeah, it's
battery.
recouping the energy as well as helping you turn.
The star card thing
I'd almost
Love it.
does look pretty cool though.
Well, in
I'll have to do
Formula 1
some
it was
completions
DMC
of it.
because, McLaren
AR
sort of
Costa
had
says
just
very
a
epic
like
from
that
Epic
where they
Games
had two
Killer,
brake
please.
pedals and
Okay.
the driver
I feel
could
you, Apollo, right
choose
now. I
which
feel
side
you.
to brake on. So as he went into the corner, he'd brake more on the inside.
And that was deemed cheating. But was it deemed
yes.
cheating before or after they won?
After people found out about it, funnily enough.
Oh, that's great.
So a bit more about StarCraft. Do we?
Oh, what just
I was
happened
going
back
to say, do you
there?
reckon people will complete this fast? Because I mean, I know a lot of our community are very like to be one of the first. Do you reckon people will complete it quite quickly?
Absolutely. People who have played the game a whole bunch, I will expect them to have a fair amount of star card completion.
Oh.
Actually, when we set a number of the goals, we do it by
Watch this,
looking
watch this.
at.
Will I hit the speed?
Okay, yeah, okay.
Will I hit the speed?
200. Whoa.
Oh, look at that! That's so nice.
Wait, so are they saying that
Look at
all our
this.
previous stats go into the stat card?
Sorry, I like danger signs.
Right.
So yeah,
Okay.
you've got a mixture of like short, medium, and long
Yes.
goals there for people.
And they kind of tick off. If you just bring it up again, Retro, by just pausing the game and going into Horizon Life. They have like multiple states that they go through. So if you just go into PR Stunt Superstar, you can see that some of them are red and some of them have gone bronze. They have multiple states.
Yeah.
They go bronze once you've started completing them. They go silver once you're halfway, and they go gold when you hit the objective for the mainland for the base game.
I was about to say, it's really good. So what does blue mean? Is that just because they're races, I guess?
Yes,
The
they're
colour
races. so
matches the
That's
thread of.
Okay, so we'll be able to tell
yeah.
the different
Really
levels.
nice,
Okay, it does not look like any of your previous
Yeah, I absolutely
stats count
love the
because
design of this screen.
nothing has happened for
Really
them.
nice.
Dave again, who
Yeah,
took
with
these
Dave,
shots.
GG to Aid.
Yeah,
Yes.
did a great job.
Those are really good.
Yes. So I mean, it's essentially a way to sit down and structure goals for playing the game in the long term. And some people will join and have a whole bunch of this checked off, and will have flares immediately.
Okay, so it
but
does.
it'll also provide you with a way
Cool,
to
cool,
just kind
cool.
of sit down and
So
target what you want to
previous
do. So you've come on,
stats
you've logged on, you've
will count.
you've done the star card stuff that you want to do. Sorry, the festival playlist stuff that you want to do, and then pull up star card and check off some other stuff. So,
I know.
and for someone who perhaps hasn't.
This
played
is
the
so
game
cringe.
quite
Yes, it
much,
is.
This kind of interaction of you complete a goal from star card, and
It is
unlocks the next
very
couple things.
cringe.
Do those, and you do.
Lucas
some festival
Rogers,
playlist stuff,
how's
and
it
all
going,
kind of
man?
carries
Haven't
you
played
through the
Forza
game in
forever, but
quite a nice.
I know that I can drive better than they are right now. Yeah, I know. They're developers.
so we're gonna
They know
go
how to
That's what
make
it
a
says
game.
there, and it
They don't know
says
how to
that
play the game.
You could tell everyone about Star Card.
Aircost, I think they
We've
need
covered
VTech.
everything.
Yeah, they do.
I mean,
Apollo, they
it's a
haven't
new
been
feature
making the
going
game for
into
more
the
than 10
game.
years. They still
There
can't
are,
drive.
one
I
or
know
two
some of the brand new
situations
people that are
where,
racing games are better than
what's
they. Yeah,
carrying over
my
might not
sister's
be
probably a better
exactly
driver.
what you expect.
I'm 10 years old and I could drive better in my life.
Panel, isn't it?
Yes,
So
exactly.
people need to be aware that it might be a little bit different.
OG state
I mean,
of the
I
R
think
Forza.
the place where we might
nobody
see
cars,
this
whatever that
is
means.
With, if people have discovered all the roads, both on the mainland but also on Fortune Island, that number might not be what you expect.
I'd say this covers the expansion,
Yes,
Fortune
it
Island.
counts roads. So there are ways to accelerate
Okay,
through the
cool.
number that it wants you to discover. But I mean, like everything else in our game, there is we have plans. So that's really cool. And I will say no more at this point. Are you?
I was about to say, should we move on from there? I'm just doing all the danger signs here with this guy. I love this car. I think this.
All right, so
I mean,
star
it
card
doesn't
looks
beat the
pretty
pill,
cool.
but,
So we've gone through the star
it'll be my
card
second favourite
and the
car now.
festival playlist in the
That is a
first
good
half
question.
hour.
I don't think there's
So I think
anything right
next they're going to be talking about
but,
the new.
moving on, we're going to go on to the next thing, which is our photo slideshow.
Yeah, the photo things.
So we did ask the community to send us some photos of your best tricks and sort of stunt shots. We did get some.
My 3-year-old brother
variety,
can drive better
really
than
nice
they can.
photos. Thank
Not
you to
surprised.
everyone that entered
AR
the
Costa,
competition.
I'm going to their
We
house
do
to kill
these
their pet
quite
milk.
regularly, so if you know
AR, I
there's a
haven't
stream
seen
coming
you
up,
in any
make sure
comments
you keep
for
an eye
you
on
know
our
here.
Twitter, which is
Because you seem like you're pretty
because we will be doing
pretty
some more,
determined
and
in the
even
live
if you
stream.
have any
I swear I've
themes,
never seen you
feel free
before.
to suggest them to me
Unless
as well,
you
because
just
I'm
don't
always
comment.
open to giving new ideas out for you guys community. And just one quick mention as well, if you
I
guys
did
do
send a
have
community
questions,
post to
please
them,
make
like
sure you
some
put "Hey
photos,
Tom" in the chat,
but I'm
and we'll
pretty
be
sure
answering them very soon. So let's take a look
my
at those
picture is
photos.
not going to make it. Gotta love that copyrighted music. Just gonna turn that down. Hey, there's the man Don. Broken vegetable. Okay, I guess that's a cool picture. Another one. When is Don not in a Forza live stream? I mean, let's be real here. This isn't Gingium. Yeah. Hey, by these pictures, my picture might make it on here. Although I don't think I sent it in time. Glintley stance, that's a good one. Ooh, I like that. Connor Speed. Hey, you got the lighting in the background. Lucas, I've been doing good. Just wouldn't make something that I couldn't drive. That is true. Promethean Beast? Okay. I like that one. That is pretty cool. Super Tube Man. Ah, both the Knogginator eggs. Oh, that is good. I got on Jack's lobby before my friends rammed him. Alright, looks like we're back here. We can put the auto back up.
Guys, I mean, I like Broken Vegetables. That eye for
so many
detail
good
was
ones.
so good. But was there any you liked?
I wasn't on the couch last time we did this, and that was amazing. There were so many good ones. The one with Nicolas Cage on the
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Train
So
fan
good.
says, I'm your friend.
Drebin,
If you're my
I think.
friend,
Yeah, that's
subscribe.
good.
Oh my, look at
That's
that.
really good. Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
There's the Nicholas.
That's just brilliant.
What is this?
Gotta love some creative liveries involved as well. But guys, so we're gonna, just before we get onto custom adventure,
Whoever the guy is
let's
on the
take a
far
look at
right
what's
needs to
left
fix
in the
that
stream.
haircut, man.
So coming up, obviously we've got our custom adventure, then we've got future updates. Then we've got all the updates and fixes that you guys have been waiting for. And to finish off, as I mentioned before, please say, hey Tom in the chat, and we'll answer your questions.
Again, if you're
guys,
new,
should
make sure to
we
subscribe.
start off with our custom adventure changes?
Before we get to that, I
They
would
just
like to
changed
report
custom
to you that
adventures. I mean, what else are they gonna do here?
It's not good for dirt
Off-roading.
tracks trying to do dangerous
Yeah.
signs. But I mean, I kind of want to take it out and like stick rally suspension onto it and give it some dirt tires. But maybe it's just me being, I don't know, contrary and awful.
Would help.
I can't take the
Yes,
cringe. I know.
It's just, I mean, it's terrible. in the best part, it actually reminds me of some setup that I did for an upcoming Horizon story, but it's something a little bit similar to this. And the first upgrade preset that I got from you was like very kind of performance asphalt, and I put it onto dirt. Right. Anyways, that awful side note aside, custom adventure. You mentioned that upcoming stuff. So this is I
Let's
think
see it.
a little bit of a new thing that we would like
Yep.
to try. Talk about things and cars and design thoughts that are coming up in the live program for the game.
Yeah.
More to kind of let you know what we're thinking about and the direction that we might be going in. Just sort of
OMG,
a
this
behind
is
the scenes
Ginger.
almost.
I mean,
But-
it'd be very useful for them, especially, you know, to understand the way and the reasons and, you know, the direction we
Yeah,
take.
Lucas,
mainly,
I'm not
you know,
sure.
from the community and what they, you know,
I'm
play
really
in
not
game
sure.
and how they play and the interaction that they cause.
Yes,
Who is Jim Apollo? Tell me.
Actually,
Some guy in a
the
stream?
particular thing that we're going to take a look at here, custom adventure. I was on the Discord at the end of last week, just chatting with
Yep.
players
Oh, they
about
were chatting on
something
their
here.
Discord.
and that's actually
Taking hyper off-road, yeah.
it's really refreshing to get an entirely invested look at something, because when we design things we often get really kind of locked into design patterns and design goals, and we can some situations get really kind of locked into that, and being able to present an idea and get in some cases very unfiltered feedback on it is really useful.
Gotta love that unfiltered feedback.
Sometimes it's really unfiltered.
Your game is
but
trash.
even that
I'm just
is
kidding. Good
valuable.
game.
I was
But-
about to say, you just sorry, just to mention there, guys, I did recently tweet the link out to the Discord. If anyone does want to join, the link should be posted in chat as well. Definitely join, because we check it out. You know, as Torben said, we do ask you guys questions, we ask for your input, feedback. We do try to have this across all socials, but the Discord is very a live sort of chat, and it's very easy and nice for us to get in contact with you
Ginger
guys.
was
and
your
also
true is
you to
done for his
discuss
off-road.
all your,
Yeah,
you
I know.
your
I'm
feedback,
subscribed.
Your ideas, or even just discuss
I
everything
have a
Forza,
Gingim
really.
keychain.
So definitely, if you haven't
I'm a
already,
fan.
feel free to join the Discord and come chat to us. So I plug that.
Gotta love that
So,
upgrade
specifically,
available.
Talking about custom adventure.
Alright, let's see
we added
this.
this last update, and I'll just run through it again for anyone that
Yep.
hasn't used it. I don't think there are any of them on the stream, but you never know.
Yeah, I was in a
basically,
video of
custom
his.
adventure allows you to choose a racing
Apollo.
series across a number of different types. Street,
I'm pretty sure you remember
and road,
who.
and then make further choices like a car class, whether they want
oh my,
Freedom
what's his
Rush
name?
to be on or off, and then basically just matchmake for that. And we've been, as we said, following the data really closely for this, and we've seen some interesting things. For example, road racing is very popular. Basically, 95%
I can't remember, oh my.
of times when people want to start a road racing adventure, it's going to start.
You remember who CMTW was?
The
His
split between
friend
Free Roam Rush or
who
Phenomenal
was,
not as,
always in the videos?
extreme as we thought.
Back
In
in
fact,
Horizon
one
3,
in
I made a
four
video with
people
both of them.
really enjoy Free Roam Rush. on.
It's still on my
So much
channel.
so that they switch it on even in road racing. So
Oh, wow.
I think
It was
what this is
I was
doing
in a
is showing
Miata.
that for people who want to play that specific
Like a year
way,
ago.
this is a way for them to do it
Yeah.
without it being on the main kind of stream of the game, which is really great. So we saw really good success rates across all classes, really averaging out to between 80 to 95% kind of start rates. So that's not factoring in the time that it takes to start, but like for someone who
Here it is.
chooses to matchmake, how likely are they to get a match within a reasonable time frame?
Yeah.
And road racing is very successful.
Yeah, let's do that, Lucas.
The moment we move away from road racing into, say, street racing,
There, I
it
literally
falls off.
posted the
And when
link,
we move
Apollo, with the
into
video I made with
dirt
CMTW.
and cross country, it falls off again. In the worst case, we're looking at an average success rate for dirt racing between 10 and 15%.
So why is that? Is that
it
because
means
it's not that
85%.
popular?
Well, it's.
Is
I
it
mean,
because so many people are playing road racing?
well, it's a combination of things. I think what our data is telling us is it's when you say, I want to do cross country and I want to do B-class cross country and I want free run rush off and I want collisions off. This basically means, and we can see it in the data, you're not going to get a game. Because most people, I think, have tried it out and then seen that road racing is where you get the games, so that's where people have gone. That's where people have gone. And what this means, unfortunately, is there's kind of what we call a negative feedback cycle, where people don't choose to do cross-country racing because they've learned.
207 miles per hour
it doesn't
D-class
stop.
cars, Forza
So
Logic.
it's kind
Yeah,
of
sounds
a
about right.
nasty feedback cycle where relatively few people are looking at it.
Basically, what
and
they're
they are
saying here
split
is
across many
no one
buckets.
plays anything except the road
So
racing.
they're very unlikely to get a game. So what we would like to do to help people who want to do specifically cross-country and dirt racing is essentially merge all of those buckets together. So from Series 11, assuming everything goes according to plan, these options, car class and free run rush and collisions, will be set to default for dirt racing and cross-country. So what this will mean is if you want to do cross-country racing, it's going to be much, much easier to get a game. The game will then choose a set of PI restrictions for you from B class, A class, and S1, and then give you a set of adventures there. So what I'm hoping to see, and by all means I'm looking forward to discussing this on the Discord, is I'm looking forward to seeing an uptick in the number of people who get games. Once that's done, we can look at the buckets again and hopefully get a positive feedback cycle, so we see people moving away from road racing, trying the other game modes. But I think that will be a good fix. Got some good feedback from the Discord about this solution. We still need to make certain that we can get it done, but I think it will help more people
Okay,
get
so
custom adventures
what he's saying here is
play.
things
So,
are merging,
I
things
think
are
that
changing
will
to
be,
default.
A good change.
Oh, thanks, Torben. It's
And
really
I do
interesting
rally
for
racing most of the
them
time
to
too,
get an insight into the future
Apollo,
development.
and I don't get many
I
games,
mean,
but
speaking of future developments,
God love my
features,
hula girl.
and people who are perhaps paying attention to the pixels on the board, they may have noticed something that you've been working on.
What, pasta?
Oh, man.
Yes, tell us about
I
pasta.
just
And while you talk about pasta, I will get into an Italian car.
Do you want to explain?
Yeah, so a lot of people, the best thing about why I love you guys so much is that, as you saw, we put pasta on the board. It was actually, and I did point this out publicly, that it was a bit of shade on myself because I don't know the
This guy on
Italian
the
pasta
third
words.
from
So I
the
call it
left.
Pasta tubes, pasta bows, pasta pillows, because I don't
This
know
guy
the
just seems
Italian
so
word,
amused right now.
Because I'm
Pasta strings. though.
pasta strings.
Surely you know
Your
that one.
descriptions are more descriptive.
Exactly. That's a better way of saying them.
Yeah, I'll be
But,
honest, I thought pasta strings was some kind of reference to a localization.
You're like, what are you putting in the game? But I must admit, I did love your guys' theories. They came up with all sorts of different variations of cars.
All kinds of.
We're having an Italian story. We're going to own an Italian restaurant as a Horizon story.
Delivering
And-
pizza, I
Yeah,
think, is one of them.
exactly. I mean, we just had pizza for lunch, so that'd.
Pretty sure they're
that's where
being
we come into
sarcastic here.
pasta. But yes, guys, we do like to add little random things in there. But I must admit, I love how many theories and concepts you guys come up with. So feel free to keep them coming. Definitely keep an eye on our up and coming Torben Tuesday, and feel free to make what you want. But coming on to the relevant things of Torben Tuesday, we
They're
did
laughing
notice
so
a
hard
few
for no
cars
reason.
and, classes.
They're
That's right,
talking
that
about
has
pasta.
actually
It's
worked
very,
out.
very
I'm
funny.
really happy that I can finally confirm that class-based rivals is coming to Horizon, because we
So
know
many people wanted
we
that.
know you guys have wanted it for ages, and you've asked about it many times, and I can usually just nervously laugh like, haha, Yeah, because
Yeah.
because that means we were working on it, but we can't confirm at that point.
That is the worst, right? When
Yeah.
you're sitting, like, and something is running and you've got it on your kit and it's really
But that's
cool.
still no guarantee that
Yes.
it will make it to see the light of day, because so many things can go wrong. You know, it could unearth bugs, like have
Race series,
weird,
a
strange
pizza
knock-on
race.
effects.
Gotta love
But
it.
yeah, class-based rivals, we are successfully delivering that for Series 11.
So that is an up and coming. It's not for this week's update. Just to make sure to everyone, it is an
Correct,
up and
yes.
coming update.
That is not Series 10, Series 11, just to be super.
And
Yeah.
just to kind of frame up one of the reasons why, one of the things that come out of it, right? You've spent quite a bit of time in coming up with descriptions for every single track.
Oh yeah, every
in the
route in the game needed some description text writing for it. that was a fun job. But it's been done, and so is all the data set up. So when you go into the Rivals tab in the pause menu,
I guess
you'll
it's
be
pretty cool.
picking- Are you able to? It's not here
No,
in this
it's
build,
not
is
here.
it?
But
No, so yeah, you'll go to Race Discipline Rivals.
but this
as
will be
normal.
completely different after this.
No, this will be the same. You'll still pick a discipline, but you'll notice that the number of routes available has increased massively, and that's
Yes.
because of the addition of the class-based rivals. So I think for road events, there's like 180 of them.
Just a
So
few.
yeah,
That is a
so
lot.
You'll get to this screen
Compared to, like, the 20 they
that's
have
normal,
now.
But instead of picking,
But who really
a
plays
rivals event
Rivals?
where you're actually
No,
doing
that's
here
my
choosing
question.
the routes that you wanna do the event on.
If you're gonna do
But
some
this is
time
where
trials,
it's
might
a
as well do
description. You can
adventure.
every route. See on the right-hand side there, that text is talking about the specific rivals
Yes,
event.
the
but
B-class vintage race.
yeah, we didn't want that. We want a description of the route that you can race. So they're all written by Jay and Rebecca and Alex in the tone of. So yeah, you'll be choosing one of these, and then there'll be another screen after you've selected the route, and from that point you'll be selecting the event you want to do. So there'll be one for each class, so you'll be able to build your car to A class and go and race on the leaderboard, much in the same way that you did on Horizon 3. But the good news
Forza
is that
should
where
give us
possible, we've
rivals
kept the
for
original
our
rivals challenges, and they will
custom
sit
events.
alongside those
That'd
new
be pretty cool.
class-based rivals. And that's why there are so many, because we already made
I'd like
at
to
least
see
one
that.
for every route in the game.
And it almost feels like it's something we should find a way to fit into StarCard. But I don't know. We can discuss that. Maybe a topic for a future Discord brainstorm.
Yeah, for
Whether
sure.
that's a good idea or oh my god, are you mad?
There's only one way to find out.
So yeah, there are a lot of new Rivals events coming, and like I say, most of them are open class. In some situations where we already had a Rivals
None of the
event,
stuff right now
basically
is
only
really
restricted to
groundbreaking
class,
that they're talking
that has
about.
been converted
Pretty much
into
already
one of
went
the
through
new,
that, but I kind of want to see them
class-based Rivals events.
Right.
do a little
But
bit
in
of
the majority
Q&A or
of
something.
cases, they're all new ones, and they're all set in summer with perfect weather conditions,
Right, like
your-
optimal racing conditions.
Yes,
Yeah,
with the exception of street races, which still take place.
Yeah.
and,
It's a
the
DonJoeWonSong
one in the ice
contest.
league, which obviously has to be in winter.
Yeah.
Otherwise,
And
you
we
would go
came to the
summer.
ice cream shop.
So
We are
yeah,
here.
I'm really excited about class-based rivals because, like I say, you guys have been wanting it so much for so long.
Yeah, and I
And we've
know
wanted it for so long as well.
You've really been championing it internally to get it
Yes,
done.
it's been a lot of hard work, but
Yes.
yeah.
AR Costa
things
says,
off and on.
is the best meme. My dad has
Surprisingly,
1,000
Matt,
horsepower
you wouldn't think
Supra
so,
and it's
but
better than yours.
Sometimes that's just how it is.
I was about to
You
say,
know,
we
that might not
get
be the
a
best
lot of
meme, but it
features
could be
that
the
get
best meme in
asked
your
and,
book.
Hey, can you do this? What about that? Bring back that. But it takes quite a lot of time, resources, etc., just to get it in game. And
Oh,
also a lot
guy
of
wants the
testing, you know,
controller.
we want to get this right, and you know, we want to make sure it's ideal and perfect for the community. So
I mean, just
you know, we
touching
are
in on
listening.
just touching in on that, right? You said that there are now 180 road races.
Yeah, that's
Every
just
single
for
one of those needs to be tested.
Yep.
Right? So our test department need to sit down and check that it performs as expected, and making the assumption that it's the same as it was, it'll work, isn't always
That's
the case.
when things go wrong.
Yeah.
Because like I said, you can have like unforeseen consequences and
Yeah.
strange knock-on effects that happen. Yeah, and the keeping the original events is important, I think, because the original design that we had, where we were crafting like a specific experience, that's something we want to keep.
So you didn't change the weather and the experiences away from those?
No, obviously, people have worked really hard to set good.
Your dad has a
leaderboard
962
times.
Porsche?
You
Nice.
wouldn't want to
So
invalidate those.
Exactly. That's why well, we wanted to keep them because
When a man wants
they're still
controller.
good
Yes, sir.
experiences, but we recognised that players wanted to, you know, part of the challenge that players were looking for was like building and tuning the cars that they have in their garage to set the best lap times possible.
That's what I'm
So,
interested in.
that is
You know,
an avenue
making
that
a
we've now-
car for a
Oh,
class
it's just so nice.
and building it up and then
Well, yeah.
racing it.
Yeah, that's an avenue we've now explored, or we're opening.
And now we can do that with, oh my,
Okay, right. This is turning into bumper cars.
physics?
Game physics, you know.
How many-
Though talking about cheeky hints, there were some people who noticed that I was racing the Rally Fighter on a track that previously.
Oh, on your monitor screen.
Yes.
Oh wow, that is a very good sleuthing.
They'd spotted that normally
Not
that car
many,
wasn't
though.
available
I'm about to say
on
they-
that Rivals event, and it was also S2, and I can reveal that S2 cross country.
Yeah, so you can look forward to finding the best D-class car to drive down the
Mhm.
Juggernaut or the Goliath.
Okay, S2 cross country.
That is now a possibility.
Yes.
An appeal, let's say, a stock. Oh God, imagine that in a stock peel. How long that would take?
It'll be what is it, like 27 miles an hour or some nonsense?
If you're lucky.
Yeah, if that's
Downhill.
your jam,
I mean-
there's now a place for you to do that.
That's exactly what I wanted to do.
I'm-
Thanks. Thanks, Matt.
The motion blur and that kind of subtle camera rack. It's just.
Oh, look at that.
Whoa.
Oh, that's so cool.
You're
I
going
really
some
like this car.
serious speed going there.
And dirty.
That thing does go
That was
pretty
so
quick,
nice.
250.
Oh,
Oh.
bad idea. But speaking about little tweaks, should we move on to one or two things that we've tweaked in the game? I think we've done,
Just checking
I'm about to say, a tiny bit from our last update. Obviously, we've been doing some wall riding. Are we able to speak a tiny bit
Yeah,
about
let's
the
see
tweaks
some
that
more
was done in
bug
there?
fixes.
I'll take
that we
over
have
and,
done.
do shenanigans. and
Yeah.
you
I was
can
about to say, Chris is the guy for this.
There's one very, very small update to it in Series 10, just to do with the time it takes between hitting a car and the car hitting the barrier and when it triggers the wall riding system. But for Series 11, we've kind of stepped back, looked at all the feedback we've been getting, and we're planning quite a few updates to do with how it triggers the wall riding when you hit a wall as well. We want to make that more lenient, but still capture what a wall riding scenario is. That's a great picture. As
like,
well as
ooh.
we're also looking at the logic that looks at car to wall collisions, so being nudged into a wall, trying to make that much more consistent, because I think that's kind of the biggest area of feedback.
Should just
we're
exit
seeing
photo mode.
is people getting hit into walls and it's not being caught and they're getting a wall riding penalty.
I was about to say, we had a few videos sent in, so obviously, you know, the people out there that
Oh,
do
the guy's
have those,
driving
we,
it,
we
okay.
took a look
Yeah.
at them, and this is some of the
Yeah.
feedback
Oh, awkward.
that
It's
we've been
actually,
Okay.
we've actually
used.
gone further with that because it's been so useful. Ian, our engineer, has now also added telemetry, so
Oh, nice.
we can now look at the play sessions where we're getting the videos from, and we can actually see what the wall riding system has done
Oh, that's cool.
when that video was filmed. So keep sending those videos in. We've now got the telemetry to go in and look at what's going on there to further tune it.
Nice. Right, have we got any more updates, or should we move on to the updates and fixes that we've got coming up?
I think so. So, would someone like to take over the driving?
Chris,
No,
I
to
want to
go
go in the
for
car.
Yes. So actually, on festival playlist, there are some really nice quality of life things that.
Yes.
Quality of life
we can
update?
Now fast travel from the festival playlist and also start matchmaking. Although we still need to make a few improvements. there
Thank
to, like, make it clearer.
goodness.
But, inside
That
the
is the most
guides,
annoying
that is now
thing.
possible. So if you
When
pause the
you-
game, go to festival playlist, and
When
then,
you go to click the
yeah,
playlist,
you can-
and
so
all you
you-
can do
you
is
need to
click
have the
set
house-
route, then you
the
need to
house
back
with the
out,
fast
go back
travel
into the map, and then fast
Yeah.
travel.
Uh,
Now I
Is
can
that
just fast travel
which
from
house
the
is that?
map, or from the
Uh,
playlist.
I can't remember which, isn't it, I think?
I should
Can't remember the name off the top of my head.
I wish I could remember because yeah, that would be really useful right now.
It's
But,
not
I
Bamber
can't.
Castle?
No, it's not
No.
Bamber Castle.
I can't remember. I'm just naming houses now.
The house with the fast travel.
That's
you
what I
need, you
mean.
need
That is the one.
I think it's the one just south of Edinburgh.
Oh, maybe I'm thinking of the total wrong house then. Who knows, just
Maybe.
buy them all.
I don't know.
Oh, yes, I know. It's near a church. I bought it recently just because I wanted fast travel.
Yeah.
I mean, to be honest, it is very handy, so, but,
And it's also super central,
Yeah.
so it's a good place to just kind of drop into the map.
Yeah.
But once you've got that, you'll be able to.
Yeah, you
fast
can go to the
travel.
pause menu, go to festival playlist, and then select the championship you want to do, and you can just fast travel to it.
That is
You don't have
nice.
to like open the map, set a route, and then back out. And also, if you select one of the multiplayer seasonal championships, you lose the mirrors every time you hit something. They just pop off like. Anyway, yeah, you can find one of the multiplayer seasonal championships like the Trial or the Playground Games. And
Actually,
if you
very,
just
very
select those,
excited
it'll
they
also
added
start
that.
punching you.
Oh, that's really handy.
Yeah.
I must admit the amount of times where I've gone, oh, let's fast travel, and realised I can't, and having to go back to the map. That
Yeah.
definitely makes it just so much smoother and a better experience.
Like I say, we do need to make a few more improvements there, but we're working on it. You can also now get a clearer picture of what cars are eligible for a championship, I believe, that has gone into Series 10.
Okay.
So when you're viewing the list of eligible cars for a seasonal championship on the festival playlist, it will now show you all of the eligible cars, not just the ones available in the auto show. So it will include things like the Forza Edition cars and DLC cars and things that you can't
That's
get
nice too.
from the
Just a
auction,
little
but they are
little thing to
eligible
make
for
it
your
easier
championship. So
for
that'll
people.
be really helpful. It'll give you, like I say, a much clearer picture of what you can use in the championships. I'm trying to remember what else.
I'm just going to lean forward discreetly and look down at the notes that are
I
just
know.
out of camera here.
It's like, what is that on the floor?
Yeah, so some
We're doing
I was
donuts
gonna say, most
now.
of them are quality of life or little
Yeah,
tweaks
and
and fixes that we've done here and there.
and
just to improve things.
addressing abuses of skill systems
Yeah.
in Blueprint and things like that. An interesting thing with Blueprint, I knew this going into it, but whenever you give players a UGC tool, they always find ways to use it in ways you perhaps don't expect. But
The joys of many players.
yes, indeed.
I think we all know what they're talking about here.
You mentioned upcoming cars. Anything you'd like to?
Yeah, so we've said before, we can't really talk too much about stuff coming in the future because anything can happen, but one that I want to take the risk on and call out is
You realise you're going to be you're going to be doing Hello Darkness, My Old Friend on the next stream.
I'm always doing Hello Darkness, My Old Friend.
I'm about to say, have you noticed in the memes that
There
come
is a
up?
meme of
There
it.
is, I was about to say.
Apparently I have dead looking eyes.
Yeah, but apparently also a good beard game. Do you know you're all in like against each other for a good beard game on stream? Just saying
really?
that.
Right, no, I didn't know
Can we
that.
put a poll up?
But if Ollie's got the best beard, I mean, if there's any mods out there.
Yeah.
We'll start growing it out now.
That's it.
Forza's getting
But yeah,
lazy,
after
please
the stream,
help
everyone's
us.
like, oh, you had the best beard. But anyway,
But yeah, one car I do want to call out that fingers crossed is going to be next series is the McLaren 12C. That's one of the ones that keeps getting requested.
McLaren
So,
12C,
yeah, that's
okay.
coming back to Horizon,
nice.
and we next series is a whole bunch of cool cars. But
Yes,
yeah,
very much so.
Be very good. Right, so I think that's all our updates and fixes and tweaks and upcoming. So I think
Yes,
the
indeed.
final thing is just our question and answer. And I know we've got plenty of questions. So thanks guys for those that have submitted them chat. So just remind you, if we don't manage to answer it today, don't forget you can submit all your questions and suggestions.
Alright, we're gonna
ideas,
ask a few
any bugs or
questions.
issues on our support site. So don't forget to check out that as well. Also, there's loads of articles on there which can help you. So make sure you give them a read. Let's start. So, got something about
What should we
paints.
ask here?
Is there any chance of possibly getting any sort of special paints back, similar to the ones in Horizon 1, in the first Horizon?
Horizon
Ooh,
Wow.
I'm about to say that's
I mean, I would
Right.
I would have to ask what specifically were they thinking of? I mean, if the person who asked that question is still in chat, please come back with that. Say, right, hey Tom, I was thinking of, or this is what I wanted. And we'll see if maybe we can just
I
understand that.
can't remember what the paints were.
Whatever.
I suppose there's kind of a good point that I just kind of want to point out to people is that sometimes we get queries and questions.
Yeah, I can't
that
even
are
chat.
like,
I was
"Hey,
just gonna
can you-
say
can you add
something
this, or what about
about
this feature? And the truth is, the more detail
the
people
stars
give,
painting
the
thing,
easier
but
it is
whatever.
for us as well. There's all right saying, hey, can you have, you know, such a feature, but if you give details of how you'd like to see it in game as an example, give us examples, give us sort of reasons, or you know, even the thought process behind it helps us a lot to make sure that we perfect things. Like for example, like this, you know, is there you know, name the specific paint maybe, give us a sort of even example. I mean, obviously it's hard in a mixer chat, but you know, we're all over social media, so definitely if you are in chat, hit us up on either, you know, at We Are Playground Games, at We Are Playground on Twitter, or at We Are Playground Games on Instagram, or hit the Discord.
Why the
Discord's probably best
12C?
place.
Please add the 600 LT. 12C is not
Kind
bad.
of tying into that, right? It's incredibly valuable when you run, if a player runs into some.
That was nice. I don't know what he did, but that was cool.
That's the Roman mile, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh. Anyways, the point I was going to make before you insisted on flying the car was if you run into some like really weird bug where some really strange thing happens.
Yeah, that's the good.
It's incredibly valuable when people let us know about that, thinking, oh, they've seen it, or oh, it's been reported. That's not necessarily true. And spotting something, reaching out to us, if you find a glitch or a bug or something, it is super valuable.
It is a big game. There's a lot of moving parts. Sometimes it's a little tricky for us to track.
I don't know if they're
going
gonna
to
say anything special here.
Anything you can give us to help us out, just do it.
Even if you think out there's a lot of people that go, hey, I bet the devs must know this. Truth is, we probably don't. The more the merrier.
All right, I'm gonna
Also,
keep this.
don't
I
just
actually
be
kind of want
like,
to see how many
hey,
miles
fix
I've
this
got.
bug. Like, tell us about the bug. I mean, is it a ladybug? Like,
Just gonna
what sort
keep
of bug
this on
is
here.
But definitely give us more information. If
Nothing
it's
much
a
is
particular
happening now.
point, if you have
Think the
screenshots,
audio would be good
videos,
enough.
amazing. I mentioned earlier about Chris using videos for the wall riding. Videos are probably one of the perfect.
I want to see how many miles I
opportunities for us
have
to be able
if
to
they
fix
like show me
things.
that.
But yeah, we'll move on to another question.
Just as a reminder, though, we can't fix the world, can we? That's something.
Why not? I'm kidding. I mean, I wish we could.
That was very philosophical.
No, the world is so broken. I mean,
Yes.
the game's
Yes.
world.
There are restrictions on things that we can do that can sometimes be quite obtuse. But
So they're basically
I mean,
saying they cannot
letting us
fix
know
the
about
world.
it
Okay.
is just incredibly valuable, and it's really, really good when people tell us.
The next question is quite a good one, actually, for everyone. What is the most challenging thing about creating Horizon? Would it be like the cars? I
that's
mean,
a great
obviously
question.
you've each got your own sort of thing that you do in departments, but that's quite a really
Most
good
challenging thing
question.
about creating Horizon.
Yeah.
I don't think it's gonna tell me how
Really
many miles I
It
got.
depends on who you ask as well.
I was about to say, if any of you want to chip in for that,
725 cars
I
on.
I think
good question.
part of the challenge is because it's so many things to so many people.
Yeah, agree.
It's about high-speed racing for some people and precision collisions off hyper racing line adherent driving, and that's great. It's part.
Yeah,
of the
I'm
game.
not
For
gonna
other
see how many
people,
miles I
it's
got, but I'm
about,
pretty sure I got a lot.
ludicrous cars doing ludicrous things. For me, I think Horizon is about plugging into the freedom that cars represent, and finding a way to kind of balance that, which I think is really core to what Horizon is. I think
Yeah.
maybe that's hardest.
I was about to say, we've got so many different players and also skill type of players, and you've got the casual, you've got the hardcore. People like different aspects to just be able to create something that we can show and have everyone come together and enjoy. I think that's probably most it's such a beautiful aspect, but it's also quite, it's incredibly challenging just to get it right. And will you ever get it right? It's always an improving thing, and we'll always keep moving forward with it with the help of everyone out there. And that's quite a good question. I like that question.
Testing your own PR stunt, difficulty balancing, that's pretty hard.
I was about to say.
That's really mechanical, but it's absolutely true, right? Because I mean, when I was
Especially when the game's in flux, like earlier in development.
Yes. and suddenly a PR stunt isn't there anymore.
Yeah.
So
balancing Horizon stories, for example, right? Often I know how I designed them, and I know what kind of the path through it is, and thinking outside of that box and thinking, well, someone who hasn't tried it, maybe they don't know this, so maybe it feels much harder than it is.
Sometimes as well, like, we have a good idea that is kind of like bound by limitations we can't do anything about. I'm trying to think of a good example. Sometimes, for example, I might want to make a seasonal championship that is using the BMW iSetter. It's a seasonal playground event, and I want to create an experience where everyone's in the BMW iSetter. It's a fun car, right?
Yes, I remember this.
Yeah, this is a true story. It actually happened. But there are limitations on how I can set up that championship in that the car is a D class at stock. And if you don't already own it, then you end up with a rental version of the car, which is D class. So although I intended an experience that was driving an upgraded version of the BMW iSetter, which I thought that'd be really good fun.
Man, they
Some
really
players,
aren't doing anything
got
right now,
stuck in a
huh?
D-class car and didn't have fun.
Yes.
Okay, well,
So
yeah.
it's hard
I think
to
I'll
make
end
new
it there
Sorry to all
because
those players.
Right, Right, so we are running a little bit over time now, so I'm just
Okay.
going to quickly get through the final questions
Okay.
and that, because I know I've seen quite a
They
few.
aren't talking about anything.
So this is something I think a few of us discussed. Are we able to sell back duplicates on the wheel spin? I know a few people, quite a number of people have asked this actually. So
So I don't want to put my head on the block and promise it, but it's definitely on a short list of stuff that we would like to do. Yes,
You know.
the basic idea would be that if you get a duplicate, you can sell the duplicate
Ooh,
About it. We're
for
looking
a
into it.
credit value.
yeah.
that's a good one.
But I mean, the immediate first question is, what happens if you get 2 duplicates? What happens if you get 3 cars and you want to keep 2? These are solvable problems,
Yeah.
but it's something that we know about and we acknowledge and we would like to fix.
Yep. So the next question is, so a lot of people have been asking about voting. Was there ever a chance that we could potentially bring back voting to online championships?
I do like the
Just
voting.
in case, you know, people don't like sometimes being stuck in the same one.
Okay,
Comes up a lot, doesn't it?
it does.
About it quite a bit.
I think
They
I
should
think
have
it's
voting, to be
important
honest.
to explain what we saw on Horizon 3, which motivated us to remove it for Horizon 4. And what we saw is that people voted in such a way that the system tended to end up in S2 and S1 all the time. Because when you were given voting options, it
Okay,
was
so
cut,
looks
class,
like we're
class
about
up,
done
or
here.
class down.
They're not saying
And
anything that's going to be
people tended to
groundbreaking.
vote up
No, just some normal stuff.
on the assumption
So
that S2 is better.
that's going to be the end of that.
Rise to the
Thank you
top.
guys
Right,
for
and then it would
watching,
kind of
though.
fluctuate
Had a
over
good amount of
time.
viewers in
Obviously, there are
today.
different ways we could do that.
I'll see you guys next time.
The subject.
I'll be
and that's
making a
all
few
stuff
videos
that
on
we
this
are
too, so
considering.
peace.
I mean, one of the things that we discussed was this specific question